Hi guys, welcome to We Learn IAS. The video you have seen today is about an interesting fact that I am submitting to you. It is a sleep experiment which was conducted by Russia during the Second World War. Okay, they took some inmates from their prisoners of war and also from soldiers and conducted this sleep experiment. So you have to look out what was the outcome and how horrific was it if you are deprived of proper sleep and how it will imbalance the whole body. The video gives the terrific situation of the after effects, like the image you see here. The Russian sleep experiment is without doubt one of the scariest creepypasta out there. The story goes in 1940, Soviet researchers sealed 5 prison inmates in airtight chamber and exposed them to an experimental stimulant gas to test the effects of prolonged sleep deprivation. So this was the outcome, how it finally reached out. So how horrific it is. So we all are studying for exams where many of them will give up their sleep. Actually, what happens is that it will make imbalance in your body in whole level, hormonal, psychological, all aspects. So have proper sleep and study consistently rather than hardly. Okay. On this backdrop, I invite you to all for today's editorial discussion news analysis, dated 25th August 2022. Today there is not that much important news in the newspaper. We have selected only few. Please let's listen to it. So let's look into what is the first news for today's discussion. The first news for today's discussion is about competition amendment bill. So why such an amendment was required, and what does this in a competition act, why such amendment was necessary. So let's look into what is this competition amendment bill. So this amendment bill seeks to change the structure of Competition Commission of India. So we already know that there is a commission known as Competition Commission of India, which is a statutory body. So this amendment seeks to change the structure of this already existing this commission. So it seeks to introduce provisions to allow Competition Commission of India to address new age markets. We all know that the current technology oriented e-markets are evolving. So in order to take into consideration of competition among these markets also, there is a sufficient need for change in its structure. It also has provision for having value of transaction as a criteria for notifying combination to Competition Commission of India, which is that if a company A2 and company A3, they are trying to combine together and form a single transaction, then Competition Commission of India so far did not took in the valuation of their transaction. They only took in their mergers. But currently the amendment bill says that the value of such merging should be taken into consideration while notifying combination to Competition Commission of India. So this mainly in aspect of to avoid monopolization in the market. Okay. Then other proposed amendments are the limitation period of 3 years for filling information on anti-competitive agreement and abuse of dominant position before CC. So in order to apply before Competition Commission of India about anti-competitive agreement, that means an agreement which shows about avoiding anti-competition in the market. So we have a time period of 3 years and changing certain definition like what is this enterprise, relevant product, market, group, control to provide more clarity. So moreover, it to provide much more clarity to the existing provisions. So what are the features? What this amendment will bring out? It will broaden the anti-competitive agreement first of all. Second, it approvals for mergers and acquisition that we have already discussed. Then introducing penalty for parties willing to share information during an investigation. So it will make the investigation more and more accountable and transparent. Then reducing litigation, which will much more be important for ease of doing business. So now let's look into what is this Competition Commission of India. So Competition Commission of India, very important, it is a statutory body, not a constitutional body of Government of India, responsible for enforcing which statute Competition Act of 2002, which was duly constituted in March 2009. Earlier, there was an act known as Monopolies Restrictive Trade Practices Act 1961, famously known as MRTP Act. It was repealed and replaced by Competition Commission of India Act on the recommendation of Raghavan Committee. Okay, it was on the recommendation of Raghavan Committee, it was replaced. So what was the objective on which this competition commission was established? So the competition commission was established as a competition regulator, an antitrust watchdog for smaller organizations that are unable to defend themselves against large corporations. What do you mean by this antitrust watchdog? That's in order to maintain a watch on the surveillance and competitive behavior in the market. Okay. So they are to look into whether they are following rules regulation within the framework of the statute, and with the larger aim of ensuring consumer welfare and fair and healthy competition in economic activities. This was the major objective of Competition Commission of India. Okay, now let's look more detailed about the composition of Competition Commission. The Competition Commission consists of one chairperson, that means chairperson, and 6 members, which include one chairperson and 6 members appointed by central government. Who is the appointing authority? Central government. So in total there will be 7 members including chairperson. So it is a quasi-judicial body. That means it has the authority to take judicial functions like summoning someone or giving penalty like that, which gives opinion to the statutory authorities and also deals with other cases. The chairperson and other members shall be whole-time members. There are no part-time members. Everyone is whole-time members. Okay. So this was all about the Competition Commission of India. I discussed its basics and the current amendment which was proposed. Now let's look into the next news for today's discussion. So next news for today's discussion is related to health news. So another flu is on the outbreak known as tomato flu. So Central has given advisory. So now let's look into what are the symptoms of the flu, what experts are calling about this tomato flu. So tomato flu. The infection has been named tomato flu because of its red, painful blisters appear on the patient's body and generally enlarge the size of tomato, usually in the size of small lumps. If this is the skin, it will appear in the form of small limbs over the skin at the shape of a tomato in red shape. Formation of these limbs have made the name as tomato flu. So it is caused by Coxsackie virus A60. It is an endovirus family. Okay. What do you mean by endovirus family? Which is an ancient and important group of RNA virus. Please note that this is mainly caused by RNA group of virus, that means ribonucleic acid virus. But are two types like DNA virus and RNA. So they have the capability of self-replication. So RNA virus. Humans are the only host of endovirus. It is very important that in exam they will ask that as a part of endovirus, humans are the only host for endovirus. The infectious disease is caused by intestinal virus and is rare in adults as they usually have immune system strong enough to defend them from virus. Okay. So why it is very much contagious? Because the flu is very much contagious and children are increased risk. So major risk group of this is children. As several viral infections are common in this age group, spread likely to be through close contact. Since the children's age group are almost in same close contact due to their close contact in schools, at playgrounds, etc., there is much more vulnerable and more chance of transmission. The outbreak of tomato flu in children is not controlled and prevented. Transmission might lead to serious consequences by spreading in adults too. So if it is not controlled in a proper manner in children itself, it will spread it to adults too. Okay. So what are the major symptoms? The symptoms of this tomato flu is similar to that of chikungunya, which include high fever, rashes, and intense pain joints. As with other viral infection, further symptoms include fatigue, vomiting, dehydration, diarrhea, body aches, and common influenza-like symptoms which are similar to those of manifested in dengue. Several other symptoms which have been manifested in dengue is also shown up. So what is the treatment? The flu is a self-limiting one, and there is no specific drug. So there is no specific drug for treatment of flu. It is a self-limiting one. The treatment for tomato flu is similar to what chikungunya and dengue and hand-foot-mouth diseases. Patients are advised to isolate and have plenty of fluids. Hot water sponge on the relief of the irritation rashes. These are the common symptoms that are common treatment protocol that are given to any flu disease. Okay. So on this backdrop, we will discuss about a previous year question regarding flu. Flu virus. So it is about Zika virus. Statement given is that in tropical regions, Zika virus disease is transmitted by the same mosquito that transmits the dengue. So this mainly refers to what the transmission aspect of the virus. So whenever you come into news about a viral disease, these are the main areas that you must focus upon. Sexual transmission of Zika virus disease possible. So mode of transmission. It is also an important factor. So which is correct among the two statements. So let's look at the answer. Answer is option C. That means both the statements are correct. Zika virus is a flavivirus which was discovered in 1947 in monkeys. So initially it was found in monkeys, then in humans in Uganda in 1952. So both Zika and the dengue have some similarities in terms of what symptoms of fever, skin rashes, conjunctivitis, muscle and joint pain. In addition to this, mode of transmission is also same for both diseases. That means the mode of transmission is same for both the disease. Both are spread by what Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus species of mosquito. So what is the mode of Zika transmission? First one is mosquito bite, then during pregnancy from mother to child, causing symptoms like microcephaly where there is a swelling of brain, then sexual transmission, and then through blood transfusion. So these are the major mode of transmission of this virus. So this is all about today's news. Today it was so brief because not that much news relating to our exam. So tomorrow we will continue with other topic. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel for the future discussion. Thank you so much.